Well, the main thing I learned, or at least the first thing I learned, is that I had to abandon what seemed like the main premise in writing, which is that the theory that you have to get things clear in your mind ahead of time, that you have to know what you're writing about before you get going. And of course, people always said, make an outline. An outline is a perfect way to figure out what you want to say. Get your thought clear in mind ahead of time. Make an outline. But I had enormous difficulties making an outline. Either I didn't have very much in mind, and so I couldn't put much into the outline, or as I got more thoughts, I couldn't figure out how to get them well outlined. Or sometimes I actually succeeded in making an outline after a great deal of effort. But then trying to write from an outline was a tangle. I had this lovely outline, but when I went through the writing, it kept departing from the outline. It just kept tying itself in knots. The outline didn't work. Somehow the words of the writing and the words of the outline were in different universes, and they didn't fit together. So what I learned was that I needed to skip this principle of getting things clear in mind ahead of time. I need to plunge in on my writing before I know what I'm really trying to say. I needed to make a mess. Making a mess is the quickest way to say it, and make a mess is a concept that I cling to most fervently. That if I let myself make a mess, it'll go somewhere. If I let myself keep writing, and even when I don't know where I'm going, I end up going somewhere. I had to gradually give myself permission, because this is what I discovered when I was doing all this empirical observation of my writing, that all my efforts to try and get things clear ahead of time tied me into knots. And whenever I stumbled into the process of giving myself permission to just go rambling on, just go forging ahead into the I don't know what, those almost always led me somewhere. Led to a lot of extra words, but I saved time. Even though I wrote down a lot of extra words and made a big mess, I saved time in writing a paper. That forging on into the unknown and doing a lot of free writing eventually led to clarity. Let me first talk about private writing. I'm kind of a champion. I'm kind of a cheerleader for private writing. It gets neglected enormously in school. It's very common and traditional for people to keep diaries, but in schools there's not enough private writing. Writing is a beautiful medium because I can write privately. I can write page after page after page and not show anybody. I can explore my thinking. I can explore my feeling. I think one of the main skills, one of the main features of a wise person would be a person who's able to talk to him or herself, who's able to carry on a conversation in his or her own head, to explore a topic even if no one else is interested in that topic. It's very hard. We wander around in the world, and often what we're interested in, we can't find anyone else around us who's interested in it. And I think this is sometimes hard for people in adolescence. I know when I was an adolescent, I often felt odd, or no one was interested in what I was interested in, or I couldn't find people to talk to about what was on my mind. But writing permits me to pursue a topic even if no one else is interested in it. So I ask students in my classes to do a lot of private writing. I take time in class for it. I even ask students to keep a journal, and I don't read it, but I ask them to show it to me and try and demonstrate to me that they're keeping it up. Because it's a skill. To learn to talk to yourself on paper is hard. Hard at first, anyway. You can learn to be two people. You can learn to be three people. We are 2 and 3 people inside our own heads. And writing is the place where we can let those people have a conversation with each other. And so we can learn to pursue a topic even when no one else is around that wants to pursue that topic, and learn to take on that feature that I think does characterize wise people.